mentioned that they felt like they got anti-stratted quite hard. And simply put, I don't know how much time Tricked would have had to have actually anti-stratted this. They're a team that are fairly fresh and new together. So I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.
Indeed. We're going to be getting live with things here. In the pistol round, Endpoint starting on that CT side. They get a little bit aggressive there inside the window room. No real damage exchange, though I guess a little bit of information was passed.
Right now, it's just Lucky playing Lone Wolf, trying to find out some info for the rest of his teammates with the Glock. Up close, the bomb is actually traversing through in the app side of things. It still has the ability to wrap back around towards Banana if they so choose, but they are feeling out their options. And it's seemingly like they are going to end on the B side of the map, where Thomas is laid in wait with a CZ, perfectly positioned as well for a whole bunch of frags. And he does have Mighty Max, who top fragged in the last game, who is basically peeking over there to give him information. Once he finds it, Thomas can wide swing with that CZ, and things could get very sketchy for the oncoming Ts. But so far, they've navigated their way through the oncoming obstacles, and they've taken the site with ease, forcing away the player on Coffin, Mighty Max, to wait for the rest of his teammates to get close. They're going to try and push through the smoke, put some damage down through there, but they've not denied the bomb from getting planted. And now this retake is looking very, very tenuous indeed if they want to try and pull this off. Smoke flying over from Mighty Max towards the backside of the site. He's going to land now. Here with a peek with a Glock, though. 2 kills go his way. He is being aggressed on from multiple angles, and Robin actually has chipped in with 2 kills. They're looking for more as well. White swinging onto top. How is this possible? They've got all the kills. Mighty Max is going to have enough time for the defuse. That's a ridiculous retake.
Oh my goodness, Robin just straight up big hurt them all over the place, bro. Just straight up wig splitting. My goodness, there's no way Endpoint should be winning that 4-on-5 retake, and yet they do. Big Robin. My goodness.
Well, if that doesn't light a fire under your asses to start off the game, I don't know what does. Because that was a round that looked like it was basically already tied up in a neat ribbon. It was a 4v5 retake, and Endpoint had no forward positions to really pivot off. Now Tricked, because of the result of getting the bomb down, have 3 assault rifles. This is always the terror for the CT sides. Like, yeah, you just won the first round. Now you have to deal with 3 assault rifles coming at you, and you have 4 SMGs.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out because of what you've mentioned. At least Endpoints are, I guess, decently positioned. All going to come down to timing with Crucial's MP9 here. And Arches, he's good for 1. Steps out a bit too far, though, and Kier is able to get the trade. This is going to cause a wrap on the A site. The other 2 players on the CT side are going to be trapped on CT spawn here for a bit. So these 2 defenders in Pit and Grave are going to be under fire, but they're actually living up to the task, at least for now. Now it's gone.
All on Thomas, who is thinking about pushing through the smoke. The timing may favor him here. In he comes as 1 second. Thomas pushes it down. There's still life left in the UKCS.
How do they keep doing it, Vince? Every time you think that Trick surely have it wrapped up, someone from Endpoint unravels it all. That's tough if you're Tricked. You feel like you're doing everything right and still losing the rounds. It just comes down to individual duels sometimes, even if you have the better movement, the better tactics.
Yeah, that passage of play is so detrimental to Tricked. I mean, you can see the economy as...
Oh, no.
Wait, Toff just burnt alive 100-0. What the hell happened there?
I don't know. Maybe he got blind, got trapped trying to get out. I don't know. But, yeah, that was the freest of kills for Endpoint. I'm sure they're shocked to have found that they've gotten a kill off of that. I don't even think there was any gunfire involved in that one. I think it was just pure incendiary. Maybe a replay can let us know a little bit later. But that's probably going to be the most meaningful frag of the round, to be honest. Like, unless some 1-deeks pop off, it seems like Endpoint should have this in the bag.
The thing I think of is that it was Robin that flashed him and then mollied, because there was no flash assist that came up in the kill feed. So, yeah, that's a bit of a head-scratcher. But either way, Endpoint, it's important they got this clean and crucial, nothing but headshots. A 4K, padding those stats nicely. They can keep all these guns. They actually traded up to an AK. So that's good news. mean, Dust, I think it was Endpoint earlier. I believe it was Thomas that kept a Nova. So you better believe they're going to keep 2 MP9s. They're not going to trade those up yet. They're happy with us again.
Oh, yes. Give it to them. As the utility comes pouring into Banana like hot fudge on a Sunday. And Endpoints are wasting no time getting down here and getting physical, as they will trade 2 for 1. I've used one of my 2 banana dessert references. Got one more.
Something about a split, maybe?
I mean, that's basically what I meant with the Sunday.
Oh, you guys call that? Oh, is it? Oh, that's like
no, we do call it a banana split. But, I mean, a banana split is a type of Sunday.
Very good, yeah.
Well, I guess I have 3. But now I can't use that one because you've brought it up. So I got one more.
Get wrecked. You're welcome.
What you're good for is just absolutely wrecking me.
Out of context, that's a dodgy line.
Use your imagination, chat.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, we got to have a bit of fun, right? I mean, this match is not as important as many of the others, so we're just having a little bit of fun with it. But Trick do have 2 left, and they're going to see what they can do here at Banana. They're running out of time. They need to make something happen here now.
Smoke's a good one for Thomas. It means he can stay in position and jump up on the clock into that flashbang. It's just so good. The grenade finishes things off nicely. Endpoint with a 4-0 lead, keeping their rifles. Easy rounds, easy money, easy life for the CTs right now.
Yes. And Tricked again. Not much to work with here. A couple of Molotovs and pistols, and that's really about it. So we are going to see maybe another banana control battle ensue with these grenades. Indeed, the fire is out. Flambe and the banana like it's Foster. That was the other one. That's gone now.
Gone now, of course. He's burnt them both in the first 5 rounds.
You know. Banana's Foster is pretty legit, to be fair. Especially with like a good whiskey sauce. Not my dessert of choice, but I can get behind it.
Tricked at least going to be congregating back over together as a 5-man unit. Yes. Try and puncture through on A, and they're making moves into the apps. Now, Robin is up there on the balcony, and he's in prime position to spray them down. There's also a crossfire in, and it's just looking so powerful. He does get flashed, but no one checks it. And it's a team kill. Actually, it wasn't a team kill. He died just beforehand. I was sure he got pummeled there off Surreal. Yeah. But the end result is the same. It's a 5-0 lead.
It rained Ben out of apartments, but there was no hallelujah there for Tricked. Instead, it was just death and demise and a 5-0 lead for Endpoint. Getting a bit rattled, I'd imagine, over there on the Trick side. But it is still pretty early days here in the half. Still some chance to recover. They do finally get a nice full buy with an op for Lucky. So that could be the catalyst for something. Could be.
Keeping 3 plays over on Banana and sending away Robin, who has used his utility. Now a little bit more behind that crucial aggression up on the balcony, or the, pardon me, boiler, even. Not necessarily an angle that a lot of Opus will sit in at this stage of the round, and he has been punished, but Tricked need to make the most of this. They've got to kill first off. Been a while since I could say that.
Yep.
What can they do with it, though? Can they connect the dots? Otherwise, I mean, Endpoint could just cruise to such a vast lead right now.
Yeah, it does seem like it's shaping up that way, unless Trick figure out a way to capitalize on this 5-on-4 as they're looking to challenge middle here, but Surreal at Boiler, good for 2. No, that is brutal, and he might even live to find more. He's still hiding behind that pillar, but Quez eventually gets him down to even it back up. Makes it somewhat more manageable. Oh my goodness, that boost. But it's been punished.
Yeah, he peeked out just a little bit prematurely. I think he was waiting, anticipating maybe that the magazine was going to deplete and he could wide peek Boiler.
Right.
I mean, it's one of those rounds where Tricked are likely going to win this. I don't see Thomas necessarily going in to try and clutch, but it's like, if one thing goes slightly different, I think Endpoint actually just shut down middle really significantly there. So I'm not really sweating too much if I'm Endpoint at this stage. Like, you're still in such a good position.
Yeah, I tend to agree. There's not really too much for them to be concerned with just yet. Comfortable lead. Lots of money stored up on most of their players. But a nice one for Trick to finally get one through. Imagine has to feel pretty good.
Ops being picked up, or just the one up for Crucial. Mighty Max, who was the top fragger last time on Inferno, is currently on 1 kill. So they still have another gear they can shift into if he starts to feel it and get up to that top form. I think he ended on 24, 25 kills last time around. Early nades down on Banana. Not really going to deal too much damage, and now they've cleared. Cyclone's going to start to push up there with Kia, but Endpoint have already backed off back onto the B side.
Yeah, pretty standard setup right now for Endpoint. They actually still have vision top middle, though, thanks to Crucial's AWP, so they're getting a little bit more information than is normal for a CT team. It allows them to even start cheating Surreal over through CT spawn to reinforce the speed bomb site. And they're receiving some gunfire as well here. Kier taking some pot shots to Mighty Max at the coffins. And again, because Crucial has his top mid vision, they can just keep these 3 players on B this entire time. Now eventually Crucial starts to fade back, but is Trick really going to backpedal? If they commit to this, again, Endpoint will be in prime position to deal with it. But if enough time passes, maybe one of the Endpoint guys will eventually rotate back to A. But as I say that, I think Crucial's taking another peek at middle, so he's just getting so much intel for them to hold this 3-man B defense fence.
Yeah, they feel compelled to just stay here at this stage now. They don't need to retreat someone over, and they're going to be staying long enough to actually just hit the tail end of the grenades. So much confidence that even Crucial thought about going for the rotation. He's only seen 1 player here. That's going to keep him interested, though. But now the aggression comes in. 25 seconds to go. Good flashbang. And Surreal was in prime position to just mop them all up. Mighty Max up on the boost. Sprays down. Stays alive. Wants to support the rest of his teammates with a real chance of clutching this one. And there's a big kill from Thomas. There is going to be a bomb plant, so at least they'll tick forward the economy. But Endpoint will take a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, there's just the power of being able to have someone continuously having vision on brackets middle on the Endpoint side. It just means that your 3B defense never has to worry about rotating or breaking free or wondering if, hey, maybe they're not, playing B anymore. Maybe they've fallen back to middle. Crucial will be able to detect that right away with the op, and then maybe get a kill, fade back, and buy time for them to come back if they need to. But Crucial only saw that 1 player. Didn't really feel enough pressure to call for a rotate. So Endpoint, again, just perfectly positioned. That's brutal for Tricked. That's why it's so important as a T team to have control of top middle as well as top banana to deny CTs that information and make them guess their rotations a bit more.
Same play again. Flash in. Mighty Max going to go for that wide peak. There's 2 kills to follow it up. And they can just back away. They've done the damage. They've done their job. 5v3 in commanding position again.
Yeah. Just kind of the same old story. Just a sea of Endpoint success, the island of a round that Trick found just a couple ago. And it seems like this one's not going to be able to connect to it in any kind of way. Mighty Max does spot them here. Actually, does take a little bit of damage, but gets away, so not too much of a problem. They'll be able to get a rotation as well from Thomas, so the standard defense now for Endpoint should be enough to handle this.
Oh, tough those entries. Slick opens up the B site. They needed a play like that. Desperately required someone to step up and deliver. And deliver he did in spades. There is still a possibility at this retake, though. Just 2 flashbangs remain. They'd love to have an incendiary or a smoke or just something to cordon off one of these areas. There's going to be an up and over flash designed to push out of ruins with. And his teammates now going to be making moves. 2 players in this vicinity, one of which has been finished off, and the second as well. They know where Quez is. Can they peek him in time? There's the first, but back comes Robin. And there is enough time for the defusal on top of it. They're going to force out 4 rebuys. Another bomb plant will allow them another buy.
Yeah, close just isn't good enough anymore, Vince. Like, the economy situation, they can't even really punish it because Endpoint has so much reserve cash built up. It would take several rounds like that before Endpoint would start to sweat a little bit. when it comes to their spending power. A nice attempt. I mean, good entries from Toph. Definitely got to tip your hat to him, but it's wound up being all for naught. Endpoint, really nice coordinated retake there with their utility. Good flashes, good movement. And now it's looking rough on Strict again, taking so much damage from this utility at Banana. But that was not but unfortunately, Thomas has equalized it and more at Banana.
Thomas just giving them the raw sauce on Banana right now. And here comes Thomas around the corner. Yeah, completely innocent. Completely innocent.
I mean, raw sauce could be salad dressing, I guess.
Yep, exactly.
Could be marinara.
Oh, here comes the flank, though, actually. Toft again. After getting 2 entries in the last round, he's flanking through Library, where Thomas just made moves. So this could be the key play. This could be everything. The integral moment in this round, potentially even this half. If Trick can win this, it puts their economy back down again. And Toft with another 2 kills. They may not anticipate a third player to be on the site, which is Robin. He's holding the line for 1, but that little smoke is going to prove to be his demise with a boosted up player on the hay bales. And our mighty Max up close enough to have a real go at this, but that has no grenades to play with, just the M4. But the fact that he's this close on short could definitely get the drop on them. He's going to go peeking, and Toft is waiting, and Toft will strike for a 3rd time. He's picked up 5 kills in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, he's definitely been a difference maker. They couldn't capitalize the first round, but this time they do. Big kills there from Thomas, but yeah, Toft is somehow ninjing his way in. Big kills there at Moto, and then finishes it off as well. Mighty Max at lane, so big boy round from Toft.
And they know they can't allow this opportunity to slip. So they're going to call a timeout just to rack together some ideas and make sure that everyone's on the same page. In terms of Endpoint Spy, it's not exactly looking great. It's looking a little bit grim, actually.
Yeah, that's true. I thought they had a little bit more money. But yeah, they had a couple of rounds where they had to rebuy everyone, or rebuy 4, so... does come back and catch them a little bit.
Curious if we'll only see the 1 Deagle armor, or if some players will pick up upgraded pistols, maybe grenades, and try and stack push down middle. We saw Salamander do that a couple times in the last game. So it was a possibility, just the blitzkrieg approach. But they're not going to go for it. They're actually very conservative with their buy. Only Surreal joins Robin in an investment in round 10.
And stacking B-bomb site here with 3 players. Have to kind of gamble in a situation like this. Have to hope the Deagles can come up big in some kind of way. Meanwhile, Tricked have all their bases covered, getting some apps control, controlling top banana nicely. They've detected one of the Deagles already over there towards CT spawn. So they know that they're up against only pistols. At least they can pretty comfortably know that.
Trick just being very careful here. Nice entry from Quez onto balcony where Surreal was sat. Nice, one of the 2 Deagles they had. That falls with him. Now crucial behind the smoke on arches. Can hear a lot of movement. Mobility through middle from Tricked is now making up more ground. And Endpoint pretty much content to just stack together now on the B site. Right. Again, I mean, saving on Robin really wouldn't be the worst case scenario. He does have Kevlar and a Deagle, so that can be useful in the next round. But
sure.
Again, you can use this as a mini tactical timeout if you're Endpoint.
Yeah. Again, I think that they are still comfortably in the lead. They know that they need to win this game. Again, they don't want to put themselves in a position where they take a loss here, then, you know, you take a loss to attacks later, and then you become 2nd seed instead of 1st seed. I'm sure they still want to be number 1 seed coming out the group. So I imagine that they will, take their time, talk things through, want to make sure they close this game out. I imagine they'd also like to be able to close it out rather quickly so that they can, you know, not just have like a marathon, then have to go into an attacks game basically immediately afterwards. So you got to think about that as well, the stamina. Especially since it's starting to get a little bit late. Not like quite crazy late just yet, but you know, it's approaching a decent hour.
So here we go. The buy forthcoming. Crucial spawn, not really ideal for either quick peek. Slap bang in the middle of his teammates. Thomas going to be dropped down to an MP9. Does typically like to play up on the B site. There's going to be 4 players to kick things off. Are we going to see some really aggressive plays down Banana here from Endpoint? Throwing smokes down. Maybe it's going to be full-on Banana control, but with some utility deployed from Tricked, it's going to make them think second of that, and they do start to pull themselves back.
Yes. Indeed, they do. We're going to see some more utility being deployed here by Tricked in a moment to try to continue to leverage some top banana control, it seems, as Lucky's lining up something. CT still looks to get a bit of aggressive. Sacrone, though, able to get the kill, and he's just on the edge of the fire, so he will not burn. Thomas forced to just kind of put a smoke down, hold off this T aggression. Lucky's still holding on to this flash and T-spawn this entire time. They never actually need it. They do have the one-man advantage after that pick over at B. Still a lot of time left to play with as well. Endpoint certainly going to be up against the ropes a little bit now because they're behind in this round. Their economy is quite low. Don't really have any information either, so they have to kind of play a guessing game. Good work from Trick so far here in round number 11.
What a very, very slow round here, though, as well. I'm Tricked.
They want us to see all the Inferno we can possibly see.
All the rounds, all the seconds.
Yep, all the Inferno. I could probably count how many pebbles there are on Banana at this point.
Well, there's going to be 4 players forcing their way through Banana, and this flank is at least going to keep Surreal interested over here, but it's all about this hold. They're going to have Thomas, they're going to have Robin. How is your hold looking? Robin's got 1. Do they expect 2 players on this side? They do. And Endpoint have crumbled on B. Post-plant will go the way of Tricked. They're going to break the economy again, and Surreal is going to try and hold on to his AWP.
Yeah. That's about all they can really do at this point, and the economy, again, just so low. All they can really do around that AWP is maybe some upgraded pistols, so their lead is shrinking, man. They were up 7-1 at one point. Now we've seen 3 rounds in a row go away to Tricked. I'll put them 7-4, and they're probably going to find a 5th in the next round, considering Endpoint's economy, unless the real tees off with the AWP and they get some cool pistol kills. So they're really starting to let the dominance slip a little bit here. And again, it's important to get this one done, over with.
Yeah, it's a nice comeback from Tricked, but I suppose the thing in the back of my mind, at least, is that we saw a similar topsy-turvy CT side from Endpoint in the last game. It was really their T side that was really, really powerful, where it seemed like they woke up and they were just a different beast entirely. So I do worry a little bit for Tricked that unless they can actually go like 8-7 or at least get 7 rounds out of this half, they probably just get bodied when Endpoint go T side. So there's definitely something that's in the back of my mind at least. But hey, I mean, Tricked have definitely got an upward trajectory. Doing themselves proud here. They're not going to completely go out without a fight, not a whimper. Going for some aggression on top of Banana already. And the AWP actually isn't over on this side. It's just going to be an upgraded pistol in the hands of Thomas. The AWP is over on A still, watching from short towards middle.
And again, it's just kind of the same thing that we were talking about before. It's just all going to come down to whether or not these pistols can pull off something crazy or the AWP can find something. But Surreal, he's already been dealt with, and no one can really reclaim that AWP where it's positioned. Toph will ensure that further. And that's A wide open now. So this, again, is kind of that inevitable 5th round from Tricks coming into play. Just unfortunate. There's no way to recollect that AWP either. If you're Endpoint, you'd love to have that carry over next round, because I don't even know if they would be able to afford it otherwise. I don't think so. Or it's going to be tight for someone to buy it.
Yeah, they do have round loss coming up, but as you say, if they are even able to afford an AWP, you're looking at maybe a lack of utility, maybe even glass cannon, something around that mark. So something to watch out for. Plus, I don't necessarily think that Crucial has had a huge amount of impact, really. And it's not really a knock on him. It's just that Endpoint seemingly have been teeing off when it comes to the rifles, the likes of Robin, and Crucial to a lower extent when he's had rifles himself has just been bodying players. So is the AWP absolutely necessary? I guess we'll find out next round. He's going to go straight in for it. He's got himself Kevlar, but this does mean he's going to have 0 grenades to offer for his teammates.
Yeah. He did just be able to afford the non-head armor op combination. I was a little off on my math. I thought he might have to go glass cannon, but no, he gets it right there. So this is where Endpoint, I feel like, need to clamp down. Like, they need to come right back and fight strong. If you let Trick get this close, that's a little bit dangerous. Trick been doing some great work here on the T side, and they're wasting no time wrapping Archway. And they're going to find a vulnerability. It was a triple B stack to open things up with. Oh, man.
Well, just like that, A site's taken. I mean, the round's done. Endpoint will save.
My apologies. I thought that was going to have a little bit more to it than that, but as you said, it's just over and done with in the blink of an eye, really. 2 entries, all it took.
That is Inferno in a nutshell, isn't it? Like, it's one of those maps that is very safe heavy, I feel. If you lose one side of the map as CTs, you're pretty much just saving straight away. It feels like, that's why Inferno always feels to me like it lasts 2 or 3 times longer than any other map in the current pool.
Sure. A lot of variables in play on this map when it comes to bandit control, top mid control. Like you said, if there's a take, how out of position you're going to be. Because, I mean, the thing is, like, when you're playing a site, one of the best positions to anchor from is pit. And if you do that, your rotation is quite long. And that is a lot of the reason why teams do have to save a lot when you get caught that out of position. You just don't have the time to traverse over. Especially because there's also so many good post-plan angles to hold on this map. Really hard to break through a lot of the time.
Both sites are very difficult to retake, and both sites mainly have choke points where one smoke, it can basically stall you for so long it's not even worth going for.
Sure.
So you put all those variables together, and it's kind of reminds me a bit of Dust 2, right? You lose B site or CT, you're not going to try and retake that unless the odds are.
And it's just like the worst kind of rock, paper, scissors whenever you triple banana open and someone decides to do a fast arch rush. Like, it's a tough one.
So 5 rounds in a row. Tricked, credit to them, have bounced back with authority. Let's see if Endpoint can stop this losing streak. Oh, made damage. Pretty significant. Crucial, though. In Boiler, we saw him do this earlier when he died, so he's gone back in for it again. This time he will reap the rewards and pulls back.
Good trades here from Endpoint, at least. Vince, they do get themselves into finally a favorable position. It's been quite a while since they've had that.
That's very true. Typically been trailing these last 5 or so rounds. Lucky, though. Still very much alive with Cyclone. The two of them trying to make moves through short and apps respectively, but Cyclone has been called. Lucky tries to spin around in for a second kill. He gets silenced. So Endpoint have put an end to that 5-round streak. We'll see if they can end the half with 9, or if this is going to be pretty much tied up at 8-7.
To be as close as it gets would be wonderful for Trick, considering how things started. Again, they were down 7-1, and they've recovered quite nicely with that 5-round streak. I mean, a lot of those rounds were pretty convincing, surviving with 3 or more members for 4 of the 5 rounds that they won there. So, really solid recovery all in all from the Danes.
Flashing to peek is good. Kia will crack open the site, crack open the account, and Thomas gets caught in transition, trying to move back to new blocks. 2 entries. B site will follow, and it's looking good for Tricked. Getting a 7th round before the half closes in what will be around 40 or so seconds. In come the rest of the players now, forcing their way in through the smokes, through the flashes and Molotovs. Couple T's are very low, but that headshot still true, still on point. And Crucial is sent cartwheeling out of the round and out of the half. Molotov is good. It's going to force out a few more players into awkward positions, but there's the flank. And there is Tricked picking up a 7th.
And they use their utilities so well in that post-plant situation. Obviously, the clean entries there from Kier pretty much ensured the victory. And there you have it. A big streak there at the end from Tricked, winning 6 of the last 7 to tighten up the score to just 1 round difference, as close as it gets, which again is just leaps and bounds and improving upon how things started. Again, they're playing for pride, mostly. They can't advance in the group stage, but what they can do is play spoiler to the number 1 seed fight that's taking place between Endpoint and Attacks.
Endpoint up middle once again. Flashbang over to quad. They're going to be pushing behind this, but the CT's a little bit more deep. Not going to be affected by that flashbang. Must have a pretty good idea as to what's coming up. They're actually going to be going all the way through into the Archer's side. Through onto CT now. Now, we saw this same tactic last time.
Mm-hmm. Dude, how does this happen twice in the same day? I literally feel like I just took a time machine back 2 hours ago.
Yeah, definitely a sense of deja vu. Last time, though, the T side actually lost from this point because they pushed CT towards B and they got caught in a really awkward position. This time, they're not going to be doing that. They're going to be flanking onto A. They're going to be wrapping onto A anytime now, but the CT's realizing this, making moves up through B side, and Trick to getting all the kills going their way. It's going to be a post-plant, whatever happens here. Endpoint will have options going forward for a potential force buy. But here now, locking it down with 2 big headshots. Crucial, 1v5 has already plugged out 2, but it's not going to be a third. And Endpoint do concede, so Trick ties up for the first time since, well, the very beginning of the match.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where Trick decided pretty early on to just say screw it and push through Banana to flank middle. So as Endpoint are sitting in CT spawn, Trick are already flanking mid. So when they decide to go A, I mean, everyone from Trick's already there. I mean, they made the perfect call on how they played that out, and we're in the perfect spots to deal with it. They will tie out the game 8 apiece. And Endpoint, even with the bomb plant, won't do any force buying here. They'll get some upgraded pistols, but they're looking for a nice full buy in the next round. So they will likely just kind of be conceding this unless they get some juicy 1-deeks.
Interesting, as when Tricked got the plant and lost the first round, they went for a 4 straight away. But as you said, Endpoint deciding to play this a little bit longer haul. They have full confidence in themselves. We heard from Robin, very confident interview after their first victory of the day. They feel like they are just better players individually, strategically, in every way, shape, and form than their opponents, and they're going to have to be relying on that skill. I'm sure after going 7-1, 7-2 in the lead, to be 8-8 is going to hit that confidence a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see.
It looks like Endpoint mostly just still gathered up here on the T ramp, and there is a deep push from Trick on Banana right now. Sacrone with that MP9 over towards Logs. We're going to be able to step out the crossfire here from Toft and absolutely run Endpoint through the blender, but I guess that was to be expected. There wasn't a lot to work with there for the majority UK team, but now they will have the AKs out in full, as well as a good bit of utility and head armor, so they can put their best foot forward in this round. No opt for Crucial, but other than that, they're ready to go. Big round here for Endpoint, you have to imagine.
Yeah, no AWP for Crucial, but a lot of mobility with the full AK-47s, and early grenades have been exchanged on Banana. Some CT control has started to come to fruition. They're not going to push fully behind it, though. It was more of a middle-range smoke on Banana, just gave them the early little bit of information, and now Lucky perched up on the balcony with such a cheeky angle, one that doesn't go checked, and he's able to get the kill and force his way back. So Tricked do claim first blood in this round, where they are certainly behind in terms of firepower. This is a great start for the Danes right now.
Absolutely. Big way to open things up, getting Robin off the board. Endpoint basically now forced just to commit everything they have left over to B. They do have still a good bit of utility for the execute, and the problem is Kier's already in good position to help be a third player to assist its B defense. Unless they can find the timing here and now, indeed they are going to run it up, and Top actually kind of misses that flashbang. Only good for 1 kill because of it, but great response from Throne.
All down to Crucial. 1 versus 3. You're going to be going for a plant just to secure the financial gain at the very least. And now has more players that he needs to try and put out of their misery and silence. They're going to line up for him. Oh, the double spray
Ooh.
was so nearly there for him. I'm surprised he didn't kill Lucky. But it is going to be another successful retake. So Trick moves to 10.
Indeed, they do. The lead is building, and the money is running out on Endpoint. Yeah, they're approaching max loss bonus while also having a bomb plant. I think he was just showing his teammate where the line flashes up at, because Toph missed it. Not a bad use of your time, I guess, in the post plant.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, they haven't been together for very long. So
Yeah.
you look at them leading 10-8. You got to say, this is a very impressive performance by Trick, all things considered.
Yeah. Because Toph definitely did fudge a flash there, which cost him. But luckily, like I said, Sakrone and Kier were able to make up for it there. And Endpoint now just on pistols.
All pushing together on Archies. There's a Molotov down there. It's going to do a lot of damage unless they can extinguish it, which they have. They're going to continue to push on the CT side. They're going to be greeted by Cyclone's M4. But they're so aggressive, and that Deagle rattles the head. Off angle put into play from Toft. How's his aim going to be? Molotov Doubt also pushed in from another T through the smoke, who gets the Tech 9 drop on him. And all the CTs have been completely cold on the site. Mighty Max continues the aggression. Finally goes down to the hands of Quez. And the CTs have a decision to make. Do they want to go for this, or do they want to back away? It seems like there's going to be a flash into a peak potentially for Kia. Or perhaps not. They've decided against it.
Yeah. Mighty Max kind of got trapped there. He didn't really have any choice but to be aggressive with the Tech 9, but just kind of ran low on M4 bullets. He was trying to get a reload, but he was getting flanked too fast, but still found out getting a second kill. So have to tip your hat to Mighty Max. Big play from him. Obviously great from Surreal to get that kill into CT spawn. So a really nice little eco around there from Endpoint, just flipping through that arch side. Like a replay of pistol round, basically. This time with a better result. They'll be able to get a couple of free M4s. That'll be nice, and they have plenty of money to buy, so they're feeling real good here as the op will come out from Crucial right away. Money's actually kind of in a vulnerable place for Tricked. I mean, Quez can drop an AK and buy himself. For Toph, probably, who has the lowest money, or no, Sakrone actually does. So, yeah, I think someone's going to have to get a FAMAS here probably to be able to get armor and utility if they want to go for the full buy here, which I'm sure they do. They have the money for it, but it just means a FAMAS probably in play. Actually, no, they sorted it out and able to get full rifles.
Indeed, they will, including 3 M4s, 1 AK. Meanwhile,
really not lacking at all.
Yeah, just a couple of nades on Lucky, but apart from that, everyone else is very healthy indeed.
I suck at math. What can I say?
It's all right. We forgive you. So here we go. Timeout coming to a close. 10-9. Tricked taking the lead against all the odds after a horrific start. 7-1 was the score at one stage. And then they came back somehow to be in a commanding position come the second half, and the second half pistol. Let's see if they can continue that. Endpoint, hot off the back of a surprise round with a couple of Deagles landing headshots and executing on B. Now going to be taking the aggression. Route down middle is Kia. Molotov down. He has to be careful he doesn't overextend, because there is an AWP watching up there, which is going to be in the hands of Crucial. And that's just a freebie of a kill. A horrific turn of events for the Danes.
Yeah, they were committed to it when they had that Molotov down. He had already pressed past bench. At least Quest is able to find Robin inside the apartments to kind of equalize things a bit. But that's still going to favor Endpoint the slightest bits as they're continuing to establish pressure here at top B. Hoff going to have to... Oh, that's a weird smoke. Tries to peek off the back of that. It was very risky, but able to get away. And now, it's all going to be... I don't know. This is a tough one. I don't think they really have much utility for Banana anymore, if any at all.
Yeah, I think they tried a timing peak with that smoke into peak, but the downside is, as you said, there's no more utility really on the clock. There's still over a minute to play with, so any information you do gather, unless it's like raw kills, isn't really going to be valuable 10, 15, 20 seconds. Our Endpoint are going to be going in on the site. Molotov's going up and over. towards all those close angles. Flashbang tossed in from Mighty Max, and here comes the push. Can Trick hold the line? 2 players on the site. They've both gone down. Surreal and Thomas chip in with kills. It's going to be a post planted on top of the coffins, and the CTs are out of there. 10-10 will be the score.
Yeah, no chance at retaking with 2 players and no utility, and money is very low for Trick, so they have to think about that as well. Meanwhile, it's great for Endpoint, who's also in a tough spot money-wise, able to get a clean victory, so they don't have to worry about a lot of rebuying here. Sets them up quite nicely. They will tie up the game, and they will be in the controlling position from this point forward.
Every kill right now for Trick does help. Both force replenished weapons to be picked up, and that's going to keep this T's economy not necessarily low, but at least a couple players will be. You can see Thomas at $750.
So events, here we go. 3 pistols, an AK, and an op. Not a whole lot, but still something to fight with, especially if they can position them properly. Maybe collect another gun. Uh-oh.
Molotov's being exchanged on top of the Molotov. Thomas has to get out of there. It's a free kill in the end. Not a bad effort, really, from Trick, considering they had such low investment into this round.
Yep, they keep both guns in play, too. So that's good. Gives them some chance, and I like this from Lucky. I'm going to put the op in a more rare angle, which could catch Endpoint off guard. We're kind of used to getting apartments for free. Uh-oh. That's not
that's
it.
the up-down. Yeah, that definitely wouldn't hit Chief. Ops has been destroyed. Post plant will be coming up. They're going to look to save these 2 AKs, which isn't too bad.
11-10 for Endpoint. Starting to get that lead back. It's been a little while. They had a big lead. It shrunk quite quickly, but now they're back out on top. Money's still kind of low for Tricked. But saving these 2 guns does give them some options.
Endpoint picking up the pace now as well, in terms of their charge towards the finish line.
Having a little fun in the pit.
Safe guns do afford them a chance to get another good buy. If they do want an AWP, though, it's going to be glass cannon. So decision needs to be made, and it seems like they have came through the decision. They're prioritizing the utility. Means that Kia's dropped down to a FAMAS. 3 players over on B early on. Oh, big grenades. Tough down to 50.
How's Mighty Max not burning?
Neither of those volleys spread to him. What the hell? They're not expecting
nuts.
Close.
He had like the perfect position, like just probably pixels away from the torch. And almost gets a pick there on the Sacrone as well. He forces him back into the site. A good little kind of mini battle, I guess you could say, won there on Mighty Max to force CTs into the site like that.
Quite amazing that neither teams lost a player in Banana. Molotov's now being charged and tossed towards quad. Lucky burning has to get out of there. They would have heard the burn from apps as well, so they'll realize that that transitional play came through, and now they're going to pick up the bomb and head towards middle.
The real almost caught a time in there on Kier at Moto. Didn't quite find them, though. And that's a good little nade from Quez. Might get some damage. Actually, no, doesn't really strike anyone. I thought that had maybe some damage written on it, but it did not. They're going to try to double up on lane, which might free Surreal to peek out, though there is a player in the pit. It's a good pop flash middle, but it's been thwarted.
Good trades, though, from Endpoint. 23 seconds left. Quez in an interesting position where he could do some serious damage, and he's going to spray through the hay bales. Not too far off getting 2.
Yeah,
that could have got very interesting very quickly.
Indeed, it could have. Not quite, though. So Endpoint will go up 12-10. And the money is once again drained on Tricked.
And wouldn't you guess it? It's another save. Who would have thought?
You seem shocked.
Super shocked, mate. We've definitely not seen any saves so far today in our 4 Infernos. Not a single one.
You know what I heard's better than 4 Infernos, Vince?
5.
5 Infernos, yeah. Heard that. Haven't confirmed it, but I have heard that.
12-10. Trick can buy again, however, with that save. They can drop from Cyclone. Lucky can pick one up for himself. I'd be surprised if we don't see them buy. So another timeout. Just making sure that all of the players are on the same page when it comes to the buy. Assuming they do go for one. I mean, they don't necessarily have to go for one. It's just when you have 2 saved guns, including an AK, I feel like you have to play off this at this kind of a situation. However, they might be feeling like if we force here and we lose, that's basically the map that goes with it. So I can kind of see it from both sides of the debate, I suppose.
It's a big round here. This is like where I feel Endpoint could just shut the door on the game if Trick don't find a way to make it happen. Although the question is Trick going to buy around these rifles? I mean, they have the money to do it for sure. But do you want to pull the trigger now? Or would you wait for when Endpoint are going for 14? They are. They're going to go for it now. Don't blame them. They definitely had enough money. It was just really the MP9 situation for Kier is like the only real downfall.
Yeah, like a Nathan Cyclone and Lucky maybe as well, but as you say, they do have enough to make something happen. They've gone aggressive and they just lost the first player. That being said, at least with HG's accompanying it, Thomas has been burnt alive, and Lucky's playing aggressively in middle. Insta-kill onto Crucial, didn't know what hit him. And there's no avenging kill in sight for Endpoint.
That's just a nice little off angle there from Lucky. Just definitely not something you're going to expect. Very unorthodox. Going to do wonders for the man advantage for Tricked. But Endpoint still do have a potential 2-on-2 battle on the B bomb site. They find the right timing. Especially if Surreal can keep these 2 players at A interested. Going to smoke CT spawn at B side, but no commitment yet. Be Lucky, going for a peek at middle now as well. Not going to spot anything, but maybe set up something later.
Here comes the push. Mighty Max taking the leads. The point of the spear. She's going to try and plunge deep onto B. But he's basically playing this alone. The bomb is now going down middle. They were hoping to try and sell this fake, but because he's died so early and there's no follow-up, they now realize what's coming up against them. So Quez, an off angle you're not expecting to see with 2 sprayed kills. Well played from him. And Tricked will navigate their way through that very sketchy few moments towards the end, but it's 12-11.
It's actually a decent fake. I mean, they had 3 players on B and 1 player in library for a moment there. It's just after they got that kill on Max and saw no one else, Quez was able to reposition at top of Graveyard. And like you said, he just played an angle that you're really never going to expect and definitely caught Endpoint off guard there. So, well managed by Tricked through and through. Both teams are to the full buy now. Very tight game ahead of us at this point. Money is still very fragile, though, for Tricked. So they need to be careful, but same could be said for Endpoint. Really only Surreal is sitting on any, saved money, really.
Opening pick going to do the world of good to Endpoint's endeavors, though, in round 24. They crack open their account. This just puts a lowly Cyclone on the site, but what about that for a return? Lucky and Quez both finding kills in the blink of an eye. It is going to be a 3v1, though, effectively on the site, although some bullets are being sprayed through the smoke from Kia. It's not going to be enough to stop the bomb plant. They actually peek behind that. That's madness. The bomb will go down. Now a smoke onto CT side. Robin is watching Banana. And Mighty Max tossing the grenade down deep. Not going to be getting any kills. Does a little bit of damage to Lucky and a tiny bit to Quez. Incendiary's being lined up, tossed towards the dark side. No one is there. Robin smoked off, but he has his crosshair perfectly on the bomb. He knows exactly what that lineup is looking like, and now it's down to him. 1 versus 3. How's it going to be looking for Robin as he sprays 2 of them down through the smoke, and he's going to go in for more. He's holding on to the site. Robin clutches the 1v3. He had the perfect lineup.
Oh my goodness. You would think even with the perfect lineup, though, there's enough bodies that, you know, they're going to be able to eventually get to him, but he always had that smoke as sanctuary. I think a CT grenade even threw up a little bit of extra smoke, which gave him even further cover. Oh my goodness, man. The fact that Robin's pulled that off is absolutely incredible. He has been massive this game. And now look at this, Tricked, just NP9s, and they're all rushing down middle. Surprisingly enough, they have a couple of kills. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Robin, how did you not kill either of them there? They ran straight into you.
Oh, this is dicey now, Vince. This is a yikes building up. It's not quite there yet. We don't have to deliver it yet, but it's forming.
Oh, Surreal. Making moves through the tunnel right now.
Oh.
I mean, the bomb's in such a sketchy position as well, man. He's found the first Surreal. Where is the second player? That'll be on the back of his mind. Lucky, smoked out. Does he decide to push through the smoke, or does he just hold in position and wait for the sound cues? He's waiting for the time being. Surreal has no idea as to where Lucky is. He could be in any of these little corners. Now he may realize he could be pushed in Banana, and he is waiting for that push. I love this play from Surreal. He is baiting as though he's gone to second mid. So well played, Surreal. The 500 IQ plays, and Endpoint will be leading 14-11.
What a save from him, because Kier and company were putting the hurt on them. Kier had 4 kills with the MP9 on that push, man. But Surreal, I love how he just figured out this angle onto Kier there, and then, yeah, just played it so smart off that smoke grenade. Absolutely saving the day. That was an expensive round, though, for Endpoint. That gives a way for Trick to catch right back up if they can win this round. But Endpoint do have map point looming, and there's the first kill towards it.
Walking into the crosshairs, though. Crucial now is going to land another one. Player perched at the back of the site is Kia. He's about to be aggressed on from 2 different angles, but he's going to get the lineup and spray him down. Endpoint losing their cool, just rushing into their death. Mighty Max in another 1v3. Endpoint have clutched a couple of these in recent memory. That'll be in the back of Trick's mind, but at least he has the bomb, Mighty Max, and he has time. So he can try and divide and conquer the remaining CTs.
Yeah, we'll get a 1v1 on that B-bomb site, at the very least. But he has to win that fight. If he does, he gets the bomb plant, no question. But Hawk just has an angle he was not expecting. Didn't expect that CT to be that deep in the site. And so he will go down. And I can't blame Endpoint for that. I mean, they felt like they had a 3-on-1 in A, and they were right. They did. They just could not trade Kier. They just could not get him overwhelmed at all. So it is going to be a 12th round for Tricked. And again, money was low for Endpoint. Talked about that. They suffered so many casualties in that round that Surreal clutched. That it's put them in this position where now Trick can just fight right back. So this game's getting kind of intense all of a sudden.
Even more when you look at the buy from Endpoint, they fall forced into this. They're going to have no money left. If Trick win this round, you're looking at a 14-14 scoreline.
Very true.
And you go back, Dust, to those 1v3s. In another universe where Trick don't choke those rounds, they're actually leading 14-12 right now and potentially winning the map.
That's a good point.
1 kill up Banana for Endpoint, but 2 go the way of the Danes, and they're going to be able to smoke off Banana for the time being. 2 AKs, though, are now in play. They picked up a secondary one from a corpse on the Banana side. Yeah. So that's at least something to be happy about if you're Endpoint.
Oh, that's tough, though. Surreal's gone down, and all the utility with him is going to be dumped over there in the middle. It's the only utility they really had left to put to use for some type of execute or something like that. And it also puts one of their rifles out of reach. Crucial had to drop his AK over to Mighty Max, who had the higher HP. Crucial will try to come back around middle and grab that gun. and utility, and indeed they are able to do that. They do have a 2-on-1 potentially here at the A site, but Quells does have a nice angle here at the apartments area, so still going to be a tough egg to crack on this A site, that's for sure. But if they can, it's a post-plan 2-on-2, as long as they don't lose too much HP.
Crucial, 1 versus 3, 12 HP left, make that 0. Tricked get a 13th round. Endpoint hot off the back of force buying now into an eco situation, and Tricked have every chance to at least take us to overtime.
And they've won 3 of the last 5 rounds, and the 3 rounds they won were pretty convincing. And all the 2 rounds that Endpoint won, they only survived with 1 player each round. So, like you said, the economy has just been in absolute tatters, and you could see the full-on consequences where they're going to have to go a full Glock round for Trick to have a chance to tie this thing on 14-14. And Vince, you know, we do love some overtime. We've had a few in our day. That there is a world where we need extra rounds to decide this thing.
We've not had enough Inferno rounds today, Dust.
No, we definitely have not. We have not played enough Inferno. We have only played 4 full maps of Inferno, with potentially extra Inferno rounds to come. And you know what? There's still 2 more games to happen today. And, I mean, I'm willing to bet that maybe just one of them might be Inferno. If not both. We could have 6 Infernos, Vince. What do you think about that?
It just sounds like the dream to me.
It's always a dream to cast the same map 6 times in a row.
Yep. Well, Tricks are at least putting Endpoint to rest kindly and quickly. They're not playing with their food. They're going to make sure that Endpoint feel no pain. Psychro, USP headshot delivered right into the side of Crucial's head. Bomb down. Robin 1v5 could maybe get a kill.
No.
No, it's not going to happen. He's dead. Tricked 14-14 now.
I like how you're trying to throw a little bit of optimism out there, but no, come on, let's be real. He wasn't doing anything with that clock. But now, Endpoint. Fully bought out. The only real problem is Mighty Max is only on a Mac 10 to get the utility. But still pretty good buy, all in all. Trick, though, on the verge of playing spoiler. I mean, here's the thing. If Endpoint loses, they could still be first seed if they beat attacks. Like, that still is a thing. They still control their own fate. So in that regard, it's not that severe. But again, this is a bit of a marathon game for them, and they have to go right at attacks after this is over.
Oof, Cyclone just got tagged by his teammate. With the AWP, ran right in front of him, so he's been tagged down to 64. They switch AWPs afterwards.
He's like, I'll be having that AWP then. Wow.
Free kill from Cyclone, not quite a second. Flashbang did connect. Molotov down onto Coffins. The White Peak comes in and Tricked have just pushed themselves into potentially a round conceding moment.
Yeah.
Endpoint now post-plant looking good to take the 15th round.
Yeah, they should have this one in the bag. Tricked are going to go for the retake, it seems, though. Well, they do have the money, so they might as well give it a shot here, as we do see them closing in through Ruins CT, but right now they are still smoked off.
Lucky, going to try and make some room for himself. Create an opportunity, perhaps. Kia through on CT. Gets put down with authority. Quez going to try and do what he can, but only 12 HP. He's taking more damage down, but there is Robin. My goodness, Trick nearly snuck away with that somehow.
Yeah, was labored. That is for sure. Well, they do get the job done nonetheless. And we go into the final round of the game, perhaps. Could be extra rounds, but it's the final game of regulation. And Lucky's actually had a really tough game, Vince. It has to be said. 9 kills and 20 deaths. Normally one of their best players at AWP, and it's not come to fruition in this map. And there won't be one afforded to him here. It's just going to be M4s across the board.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of tension for both teams right now.
Sure, Endpoint would love to have a flawless group stage. It would feel good.
A really
Kind of
back
the
and forth
expectation.
game, Dust.
Yeah,
Like, honestly, if you just joined us recently, you would be probably hard pressed to imagine that at one point this was 7-1 to Endpoint in the first half on CT side. They were absolutely bodying Tricked. Like it looked like it was going to be over in a few minutes.
Mhm.
And yet here we are. We've gone the full distance.
To Trick's credit, they've played well. They've had some big performances from Quells and Kier in particular. Toss also had some pretty big impact moments. He had a couple of big rounds, so they have done what they needed to keep this one close. Let's see if they can finish the job and get us to extra rounds. As Endpoint will spread out into their normal default routine. Nothing really changing about it.
Molly's being exchanged for little meters, centimeters up on Banana. And Thomas has already pushed up there close next to the entrance point. So he's going to just wait there for the time being. And decides to back away. It seems like the idea is to end on A here, Dust.
Does seem that way. They've left B completely now as they're gathering up over towards top middle. They have plenty of utility to do any type of moto wrap, or they want to molly out lane side and push that direction. That's also an option, as Kiers is playing that closet position, but by himself. He doesn't have a crossfire established on port side. So unless they don't check his location, which they might not, Vince, there's a chance here. Kier letting them buy, but they do turn around. Oh no, you can see what he's going for, but it doesn't work out.
Player back in the pit, maybe their last line of defense, their last hope. It's going to be lucky. They're smoked out. There goes the push from Robin. It's looking good for Endpoint. It's 2v5. 3 players tagged up, but it's all on Toft with the M4. Down he goes, and Endpoint get it done.